Hi, my dear friend. How are you today? Welcome to Fluent English Every Day. My name is Sofia, and today I want to share my story with you. It's the story of how I learned English in just 5 months, even though I started with almost nothing. If you are learning English, please remember you are doing better than you think. Practice a little every day, and you will see big changes. This video is for listening and shadowing, so try to listen carefully and repeat after me. 5 months ago, I could not speak English at all. To be honest, I couldn't even say, "How are you?" without feeling shy and nervous. Whenever I heard people speaking English, my hands got cold and my heart started beating so fast. I always stayed quiet because I was afraid I would make mistakes. One afternoon, something happened that changed my life. I was sitting in a small coffee shop near my home. A tourist walked in and smiled at me. He asked me for directions in English. I wanted to help, but my mouth would not open. I just smiled, and after a moment, he left. It broke my heart. I felt so embarrassed. I walked home and said to myself, "Sophia, you have to change. You can't live like this." The next morning, I went to the bookstore. I bought a small book called English for Everyday Life. That night, I read the first page. I didn't understand everything, but I understood something. And for the first time in my life, I felt hope. From that day, I made a promise to myself. I would study English for just 15 minutes every morning before work. I listened to short English audios. I repeated every sentence out loud. At first, it felt strange and difficult, but slowly, I felt more comfortable. Out of nowhere, after 2 weeks, I understood an entire English sentence without translating it in my head. I'll never forget that moment. It felt like the world opened a little wider for me, but soon, something happened that almost made me stop learning. Every morning, I kept my promise. I studied English for 15 minutes. Sometimes it was easy, sometimes it was hard, but I always tried. One rainy Sunday afternoon, I decided to join a free English conversation club at the library. I was so nervous. I sat in the back of the room, holding my notebook. When it was my turn to speak, my mind went completely blank. The words, they just disappeared. I felt my cheeks turn red. People were looking at me, waiting. In that moment, I wanted to run away. I thought, "Sophia, maybe English is too hard for you." After the club ended, I walked home slowly. The rain was falling on my face. I felt like crying. I thought about stopping. I thought about going back to my old life, where I stayed quiet and never spoke English. But when I got home, something unexpected happened. I saw a message on my phone from one of the girls in the club. Her name was Mia. She wrote, "Hi Sophia, it was nice to meet you today. You speak very well. Let's practice together sometime." Out of nowhere, I smiled. Her words gave me hope again. Maybe I wasn't perfect, but I was not alone. The next week, Mia and I met at the park. We spoke only in English for 10 minutes. I made mistakes, a lot of mistakes, but she didn't laugh at me. She helped me. For the first time in my life, I felt I could enjoy speaking English. I realized that mistakes were not the enemy. Silence was the enemy. From that day, Mia and I practiced twice a week. Little by little, my English grew stronger. But one day, just before an important job interview, I faced the biggest test of my English journey. 2 months after I met Mia, I got an email. It was from a company I had always wanted to work for. They invited me to a job interview, but there was one big problem. The interview would be in English. To be honest, my hands started shaking when I read that. Part of me wanted to say no. I thought, Sofia, you're not ready. But another voice inside me whispered, you have worked so hard for this. Don't be afraid. The night before the interview, I couldn't sleep. I practiced my answers with Mia over the phone. She told me, just be yourself. Mistakes don't matter, your effort does. The next morning, I walked into the company building. My heart was beating so fast, I could hear it. The interviewer smiled and asked, how are you today? Out of nowhere, I answered without thinking, I'm feeling great, thank you. The more we talked, the more confident I became. I made a few small mistakes, but I didn't stop. For the first time in my life, I felt in control of my English. When the interview ended, the interviewer said, thank you, Sophia. Your English is very good. 1 week later, I got the call, I got the job. I will never forget that day. It was the moment I realized something important. Learning English is not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to speak, even when you're afraid. My friend, if I could learn English in 5 months, you can too. Don't give up when it feels hard. You're stronger than you think, and every small step counts. Thank you for listening to my story. I'm Sophia, and this was Fluent English Every Day. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, like this video, and keep practicing with me every day. You did amazing today. I'm proud of you.